Alright, it's turn 47. You know what? To be honest, I'm surprised that so few people have been defeated so far. We've lost Nazca and we've lost Agartha, and that's it. Everybody else is still technically in the game. This is an interesting one. In any case, also, the feared watcher / monolith throne, that's dangerous. So, I've managed to secure the golden throne very, very solidly. And we've got Jinu here, moving out from this place since I haven't been able to start recruiting any mages there yet. I should actually move you down there to build a lab and all of that. In any case, I've got a doom stack, like a really apocalyptic doom stack here with a ton of gems, and I've switched my strategies up somewhat. I'm still casting all my defensive buffs and such, but I'm also spamming out a bunch of air elementals with this army. So, if this army doubles back to stop me, they've stolen one of my Imperial Geomancers with a Dryad, by the way. If they double back to stop me, the air elementals will enable me to wreak some more havoc in the back lines than I was able to last time, and I might be able to finish them off. This army is besieging this fortress, which is on a throne, the throne of water, and I might be able to, I should break it down next turn, and so I might be able to get in before they intercept me. I'm also launching troops out from here to retake province lost to an event. If we read my messages, a dire portent. So first, we've got a kindling of fire that fell from the sun. That is the Eternal Pyre, which Marignan has now cast. So middle-aged Marignan is still in this game, and now they've got a ton of fire gems, which is great for them. I need to start looking at casting globals, but to be honest, I have not built up the paths. I haven't accumulated the boosters in order to do that. And that's one big concern about my position in this game, is that I don't actually have any high paths. I haven't organized a plan to cast very high-level spells. I could potentially try to take Mother Oak away from Pangaea, but they would just take it right back, even if I did. And I'm spending all of my nature gems fighting right now. Like, I have a lot of nature gems moving into combat. So, yeah. I have enough death gems to empower somebody in death, actually. So I could empower, and in fact, I think I may do this. I'm going to empower Alalia to level 2 death, and then she can forge a skull staff, and that'll break me into death in a more serious way. I've sight-searched most of my land in death, not all of it. So I have a little bit more searching to do to see if I can get a little bit more death income. But for right now, my gem income is not super impressive either. It's there, like I have gem income. I mean, 11, 13, 20, 28, 33 gems per turn. It's not terrible. It's just not great. It's not what I would like it to be. So, the war against Pangaea is definitely going to be tricky, as I said last turn, but I'm besieging this fort, which should force a reaction from him. I'm pushing this Doomstack in, and this Doomstack, like the Wailing Winds, might be able to stop it. But I think I can win one battle against Wailing Winds, especially if I'm going to hit Alteration level 9, and then I'm going to grab Conjuration level 7, which will enable me to cast the Living Foe spells. Living Fire, Living Clouds, Living Water, Living Earth. Living Earth I can spam the hell out of. And of course, Earth Elementals don't rout. Same with Living Clouds. I can spam the hell out of it, and they can trample the back line. So that will be very, very useful. In addition, once I have level 7, I'll be able to cast Awaken Ivy King if I want to, and other important nature spells up there. Beyond that, I'm not sure that I'll really go down further here. If I could potentially ramp up to Well of Misery, that'd be cool, but I don't think I can. I don't think I have that capability. In fact, for middle-aged Chinchi, ramping up to any of these spells is somewhat difficult, especially when I've gotten full scales like this and so have nothing on my god. Boosting, I have to take a deep, solid look at what boosting I can do. This guy continues to rampage around being a nuisance, but that's fine. I'm honestly not too worried about him. I'm launching one Huli Jing to cast Creeping Doom and take this province back that way, and beyond that, I'm just kind of leaving it alone. Still spamming out archers here. Still spamming out troops in my other forts. I've got my Garnet Sorceresses forging Lightless Lanterns right at the moment. Actually, instead of Lightless Lanterns, forge me Sanguine Dowsing Rods with the Blood Slaves that I have. Forge Sanguine Dowsing Rods. We're going to start the blood. We're going to get the blood kicked off in probably Panofia or one of these other provinces right around here. Not Umpholia, not Oak Beach, and definitely not Tianchi, because the income there is always ridiculous. I definitely want to get rid of the monster boar that's in Pergamy. That's why Huang Lao is patrolling. But he can only patrol, of course, with the units that I recruit. So he's holding Unrest down to where it is, but I need to push it down to 0, kill that monster boar, get things back on track. That's pretty much the whole turn. Retaking a little territory there. Gonna move with Mu Gong. Mu Gong is moving in with 40 mixed range troops, and a few infantry. Ignore the music in the background, by the way, if you can hear it. And then he'll move over here and take out these barbarians as well, get me the Pyramid of Life and the Enchanted Gate back, which will kick my gem income back up by 3 gems. That'll be nice. And then it'll kind of be the question of where I go next. I need to do more Earth site searching, incidentally. I actually have not site searched very thoroughly in Earth. I haven't gotten high-level Earth mages active, I guess. So that's something I need to work on. Still recruiting Imperial Alchemists over here, which is fine. And still pumping out the old infantry. So, that's turn 47. I know it's not terribly exciting, but this game has been moving kind of fast, and I haven't done as much diplomacy as I would really, really like. And, I've sort of been stuck in this stalemated position for a while. I've got a helmet of heroes on Lutung Pin, so he has a large group of infantry that has a big morale boost. And so is up to morale 14, which is great. That's a good place to be for resisting Wailing Winds. Now, Lutung Pin, I could gear him out to be like an assassin thug, because he can fly and he has quite high stats, actually. That's definitely a thought. I've given him this chainmail of displacement I had sitting around just because he might as well be wearing it. It gives him high prot. And so and it actually doesn't give him body prot. The Helmet of Champions gave him the head prot. So he's got high prot, he's got high defense skill, high attack skill, okay speed. If I gave him the rest of a kit, he'd be pretty scary, actually. But we'll leave that for another time. Right now, I need him to lead my armies with his 150 leadership. And I also gave a Helmet of Heroes to Ho Singku, who is leading 85 units, and so is giving them pretty solid morale as well. 15, 14, 19 on the Celestial Soldiers. I'm running critically short of gems, especially air gems. I'm spending a lot of air gems, and I'm out of them. I've had to alchemize a whole bunch of my Astral Pearls, which is fine. And we'll see if I can push Pangaea back. I really need to get somebody else to come in on my side. Whether that be Ashdod or Shinuyama or another neighbor of Pangaea's. It doesn't really matter. I just need somebody. I need somebody to love. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 48. Okay, folks, it's turn 48. Yeah, this is the problem with fighting Pangaea. This right here. Dryads. They've killed, so all these Dryads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dryads, attacked me in Old Forest, and I lost 6 commanders. Disappeared. So 3 Imperial Geomancers just gone. 1, 2, and a eunuch all killed. So the way seduction works, I think I've talked about this mechanic before, but maybe not in detail. Basically, you get a morale check, and if you fail the morale check, you just vanish. You're taken away to a neighboring province, which is why Pangaea now has Imperial Geomancers there and there. If you succeed in the morale check, there's a high chance that you will then fight in an assassination. You know, resist a hostile seduction attempt and a battle ensued. So, Imperial Geomancers have garbage morale, so they're very likely to fail, and then, even if they succeed, they are not going to win in an assassination battle against a nature mage with a gem. So all these Dryads have gems, which means they can cast Swarm, and the Imperial Geomancers, who are Astral 1, Earth 1, cannot possibly survive against all these bugs. There's just nothing they can do. And now he's in melee, you see, so now he can't do anything, and the etherealness is not going to save him from all these bugs, which he can't kill in time, because he is worthless and weak when it comes to melee combat, because he is an old man. So, he just gets nibbled to death by insects. Now, part of this is because of how overpowered Swarm is, because so many bugs have armor-negating attacks, so his Iron Skin won't help him. But the fact of the matter is, even with Iron Skin and etherealness, if no bugs had armor-negating attacks, it's possible, conceivably possible, that he could run out the clock and kill the Dryad. Unlikely. Highly, highly unlikely, but possible. It's certainly not possible when so many of these insects have the tiny bite attack, which is armor negating. Like, I think, well, who else has it? Not the ants. The frogs have it, the beetles have it, and dragonflies have it. And dragonflies also have crazy stats. So, yeah, you're not one individual mage is never going to survive a swarm. Never, ever, 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 ever. And so that means that dryads can very, very reliably spend like 1 or 2 gems in order to murder enemy mages. And of course, dryads can be recruited anywhere. So this huge army that just retook Swamp of Solitude is actually patrolling with everybody except the mages. The mages with gems, that is. And that is so that they can, if there are any dryads waiting here to try and seduce my units, they can patrol them out and kill them. Because dryads are stealthy 65, but I have several hundred units patrolling. And this is kind of how you have to advance on Pangaea. You just have to wait them out. This little army is going to try to storm the castle. It's about the only thing they can do. I think they're going to have to fight all these guys before they do. They're just going to get wiped out. But like I said, hey, it's the only thing I can do. I'm raiding this province back with Ba, the Hulijing. I'm moving this army out with a whole bunch of mages. And yeah, that's about it right now. I'm recruiting a eunuch over here in order to lead my troops out. Got a whole bunch of troops being recruited over here, mainly archers and polearms, glavemen. Up here, recruiting more troops, getting ready. I failed to retake Shade Forest. We can look at that battle. Ice Drakes are just too good against basic infantry, and I didn't have magic support. So all these Ice Drakes came up. Ice Drakes, interestingly, have this Drake Frost attack, which is armor negating. That is very unusual for cold attacks. And so, yeah, they wiped out the infantry literally before making contact. My archers and crossbows did a lot of damage, and routed a lot of the Drakes, actually, but they only managed to kill a couple of them, and then my troops got off the field before the Drakes could. Now, the nice thing about this is their commander actually routed off the field, which means I think these Ice Drakes have no commander left. Should be. Yeah, the Ice Druid died. So, yeah, actually, never mind. I can just bounce this with this lady, and she should take it. Hold for 5 rounds and then retreat. That should let you get off the field before something terrible happens if for some reason they have another commander. So we can take that back. This province with the 20 barbarians, we're gonna need something. Not sure what yet, but I'm just gonna wait one more turn. I could send these guys to take the province, but I don't really want to spend the time. I want them moving forward to threaten Pangaea. Now, this is the Doom stack with the Wailing Winds in it, and so that is going to be a real challenge. And we're going to try and avoid it. We're actually going to be maneuvering around, and we're going to try to not fight them, which I think we can do by cutting down through here and attacking that palisade. I think we can do that. And then, if necessary, what I'll do is I'll pop out an Earthquake trap this army, because hitting this army with an Earthquake would be devastating. It would wipe out a ton of their chaff, as well as potentially some of their satyrs and white centaurs. I've got my first 2 Blood Hunters ready to go. They're moving over here. I think I'm going to move them to this province, actually. I've got Lutung Ping with a lot of units, but also got a lot of units right there. And I have Militia I can recruit here. Unfortunately, this province has 0 resources at this point because of all the forts around it, so it can't actually recruit anything. I've got a few units here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a eunuch. He's patrolling up the province defense. I'm going to have Mohi Hai take these units and move down here to patrol. This province could recruit Lion Tribe. I need a province that can recruit just commanders. Come on now, or scouts. Where are my scouts at? These provinces have no resources because I've built so many forts. Okay, so need a couple more eunuchs there. Yeah, a couple more eunuchs. And then we can also spam out some basic infantry from this province to use up my gold. Great. And Ramis can, yeah, Ramis is moving south into Forest of Springs, sort of as a defensive measure almost. And like I said, this army is all patrolling in order to drag out and kill any dryads they can, because dryads are expensive. They are 220 gold for 2 paths and Holy 2. And if you catch them in open battle, they're not very great. So random patrolling by your large armies as they move can hunt out dryads and murder them, and that costs the Pangaea player quite a bit. Pangaea in this case is large enough that the loss won't hurt them all that much because they own a huge swath of territory, and they own most of this as well, I believe. So it'll be an interesting experience, but I think I think we can probably pull it off. Ashdod is under attack by huge Bandar Log armies, as well as still under attack by Jotunheim. And I think they're going down. I feel like Ashdod is actually losing right now. Also, I did not notice this Bandar Log army before, and it has traveled the world to get over here. So Bandar Log must be pretty significantly big over in this area that I don't have scouts in, which is a little bit terrifying. I mean, not terrifying. It's a little bit, like, sobering. Do I need more Imperial Consorts? I'm just going to recruit basic scouts right now. And over here, I'm also going to recruit basic scouts. So we're going to spam out 4 scouts a turn from those 2 places for a little bit, and blanket some scouts in this direction, because I don't have vision and I would like it. So that's the plan for now. Research-wise, we're going to hit Alteration 9 pretty quickly here, in about 2 or 3 more turns. And that will give us Army of Lead, which will be a good spell. It still, however, will not beat Wailing Winds, because there are no... There is a spell that will beat Wailing Winds. It's Growing Rage. Growing Fury, sorry. But, of course, it makes all of your units berserk, including the mages. So, there's that. There is a potential use case for Growing Fury, and it may be here and now, to be honest. Like, if this army were to go up against this army, and I drop Growing Fury, like, round 2, it might work. Because I've got Will of the Fates, Creeping Doom, Mass Protection, Fog Warriors. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to script this guy. Nah, she's casting... So, we got Howl there. This Poison, Creeping Doom. You need to drop Growing Fury. Yeah, that is how I'm going to break that big stack. Because this army is big enough and tough enough, especially with all the buffs I'm dropping. This army could beat their army. But they just need to not run. So we'll do that. And we've got some guys dropping Maws of the Earth. We've got some guys dropping... we've got a bunch of guys summoning elementals, casting Fog Warriors, more Maws, Air Elementals, Maws of the Earth, Maws of the Earth. And, of course, I've just got so many infantry up front that I should be able to prevent my mages from storming to the front. And we've got these guys. Those guys I'm just going to send in, actually, that unit. I think they're on, yeah, they're on attack closest. So, yeah, just go in. Just go ham. You guys hold an attack closest. So, what's going to happen when we cast Growing Fury is everybody's just going to start taking morale checks to, or I think it's magic resistance rolls, actually, to not go insane. And so everyone will just kind of berserk as they go along. Now, unfortunately, I am starving in Swamps of Solitude. Yes also sent another little role-playing message. So they've apparently failed to destroy Ermor, but they think Ermor is doomed anyway, which is nice. And we've empowered this lady in Death, so she's Death too, and she's forging herself a Skull Staff, so we are starting to use our Death Gems in a more effective way. And hopefully, if I can smash that stack, Wailing Winds should be hard for him to replicate, because he only gets it from one place with a random. I don't know where that place is. But if I can break that stack, I should be able to carve off a pretty decent chunk, as long as I can keep the damn Dryads away. Which means I'm going to have to move erratically and patrol regularly. Like every other turn or every 3 turns, I'm just going to have to stop this army and patrol. I have a bunch of redundancy in this army. I have I have some basic commanders. I have more Imperial Geomancers that I need. But being hit by Dryads is still incredibly painful and incredibly difficult to handle. So either I have to break up into small raiding parties and accept that I'm going to lose some of them, and also accept that I can't win battles, or I just have to patrol constantly, everywhere, like literally every other turn. Every time I move somewhere, I have to patrol, in order to limit the damage and to catch and kill as many Dryads as I can. And if I keep catching and killing Dryads, he might give up. Probably not, but he might. Because if I catch and kill, like, there were 6 dryads that hit this army. If they had tried to hit this army and I managed to, if they tried to hit this army and I managed to patrol them out, that's 1,200 gold of dryads plus a whole bunch of gems just down the tubes. So that's what I have to. That's what I have to do. That is what I have to do. So, in any case, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in turn 49. Alright, folks, it's turn 49, and you know what? This game has really reinforced, is starting to really reinforce something that I already knew and yet had not strongly considered, which is that without thugs and individually powerful mages, I actually find Dominions a lot less interesting, which is kind of sad. I'm still having fun with this game. I'm doing okay, but I am definitely starting to sense that momentum is shifting against me, especially because Pangaea is just really strong. So, in terms of battles, we had a few. Pangaea split their Doom stack and attacked me in 2 different locations. They've got a number of Demon Knights, and that's scary, because that indicates that they've got their blood online in a significant way, which we kind of always knew was going to happen. They've also got Enchantresses from somewhere, so they're leveraging their independent mages that they found really, really well. Got a Sleeper over here, giving them command, a whole bunch of Corpse Constructs, some Maenads, some Bone Tribe, and of course, White Centaurs. So they came in here against this is just my little reinforcement group, I think. Or was this my actual mage gang? Yeah, this is my reinforcement group. We came in, they summoned some elementals, they got into the rear very, very quickly. We managed to drop some meteors on them, do a little bit of damage, but they cleaned us up pretty quick. So, no bueno. We killed, like I said, we killed a few, but not a whole lot, and of course we got wiped. Then in Troya, this little army is what was left besieging the fort after all of the assassinations, and of course it was not very functional because the communion was somewhat disrupted. So we got the swarm off, they cast Wailing Winds here, everybody started to run, and yeah, Chaos and Anarchy. We summoned a few elementals, but not nearly enough, did a little bit of damage, and then got wiped once again. Killed a good group of Maenads this time, but not nearly enough to accomplish anything. So, all of that is bad. We got this Dominion increasing event again. This event has popped 3 or 4 times in this game, I think. In Chilad, we raided out with a Huli Jing and wiped the place, which is fine. I love doing that. 1 cast of Creeping Doom is always just hilarious. And the many, many bugs jumped down, murdered the Centaur commander, murdered the province defense. Many bug. Many, many bug. So that was good. And in Shade Forest, these Ice Drakes had no commander, so we just drove them off with a scout. More, as I said, more seductions, disappearances, and deaths. And Ermor has been permanently vanquished, which is pretty nice. Now, this stack is moving out. We are leaving this dude to build the palisade. We're going to kick the province defense up to 16 or 15, which is what we can afford right now. And we've got Lutung Pin and these guys moving in. We'll give him some resources too. We're going to set these guys to research for 1 more turn here. We're starting to blood hunt on a very basic level here in Pangaea. And beyond that, we're just kind of researching and trying to hold our ground. I need to be boosting more, because I need to get some of these guys up to like really, really valuable levels. It's difficult to do, because I don't have anybody who has anything above 2 in anything, which is frustrating. Except for water. I can potentially get to level 3 water with Celestial Masters, so I think I'm going to swap over to recruiting Celestial Masters for a little bit here. I've got enough Imperial Alchemists for now. Things that I'm thinking of to counter Pangaea's Doom stacks. Getting a Foul Vapors caster in might work. If I hit one of these stacks with Foul Vapors and then just manage to kind of live for several rounds, I might be able to wipe them with the poison damage. Other options, potentially Meteor Storm. If I send in a big stack against one of his big stacks and drop Meteor Storm, might do it. Of course, that requires sacrificing a big stack. The Elemental Spam from this stack might be able to do it. There's lots of potential options, but none of them are like great. None of them are really, really fantastic. And of course, I did lose my stack that was that moved into Troya. So that's unfortunate. For now, we're kind of sitting on the defensive and researching. He might go for Ulm at this point. We're moving down here. If he tries to push north again against these guys, he's going to run into my stack and get his group trashed, which will be fine. I expect he knows that, because this is the Wailing Winds stack in Old Forest, if I recall correctly. No, this is not the Wailing Winds stack. The other one is the Wailing Winds stack. Okay, so he might go in. He might try and take me. If he does, I think the air elementals will kill him, but it'll be a messy, messy fight. We'll see. I think the air elementals can take him if he goes in. And of course, he's besieging Ulm's last fort here and about to take it. I cannot take Pangaea at this point. I don't think I can stop them. I'm really, really hoping that Shinuyama actually starts to do something soon. Really hoping that, but we'll see. They may just wait for a while and then turn on me instead and use Pangaea murdering me as an opportunity to vulture provinces away. But we'll see. Hopefully not. I would not like that. So that's basically going to be the turn. We're pretty much just 2 turns we'll have Alteration 9. We'll be able to cast Army of Lead or Army of Gold, which will be nice. We can also cast... we can't already cast all of our big important buffs. It's morale that's the problem, and for that, of course, we have the Growing Fury. So, hopefully, if we do have a big stat clash, I'll get to see how the Growing Fury and Elemental combination works. I think it'll work pretty well. I think. I can't, of course, guarantee, but my mages, except for the Imperial Geomancers, they have enough morale and magic resistance, which I think is the relevant quantity, that they should be able to resist the Growing Fury for a while, long enough to let a whole bunch of chaff get in the way, and then when they go berserk, they won't be drawn into melee, hopefully. So, cross your fingers, knock on wood, and we'll see how we do in turn 50. See you then. Okay, turn 50. Still on the defensive. Could be worse. Could be raining. In any case, I'm trying to hit my research goals here. My research goal, I've shifted. I'm not doing Conjuration 7 immediately. After I hit Alteration 9, I'm going straight to, not Thaumaturgy, to Enchantment. And I'm going down to Enchantment level 7, because Enchantment level 7 gives me Mass Flight. And with Mass Flight and Earthquake, I can wipe out Pangaea's stacks without much trouble. I should be able to HP route him, especially if he's relying on lots of Maenads. Now, Pangaea is raiding me very heavily with thugged out Centaur Hierophants, same kind as he's been using before. We actually beat him here. In Behemoth's Rest, he attacked. Let's view that one. Let's see how I beat him, because he's got them geared out with his Quickness Bless, and he's thugged them pretty heavily. You can see he's got, even on this one, 5, 10, 20, 25 gems worth of items. He's given them 25 or 30 gems each. This guy already has Heroic Quickness, which stacks with the Quickness spell. And I believe, I'm not sure what exactly happened to him, because, I mean, his combat speed is absurd. And, of course, he attacks 4 times around. So he's using the Earth randoms, so they're also casting Iron Skin and Temper Flesh. So they have very high protection. They have the Vine Shield, which makes them, that plus the very high protection plus the very high defense skill, makes them effectively unstoppable in melee. They reinvigorate themselves. Their encumbrance is not super high anyway. They can still fatigue out, but you can see they move incredibly quickly. And they get to attack incredibly much. We're spamming Phantasmal Warriors, but I'm not sure how that helps, to be fully honest. Like, he's barely taking damage. I don't think he's taken 1 point of damage so far. The province defense is routing, everyone's running away. I don't know how I broke him here. Yeah, the armies of Tianxi are routed. So what happened? Why is he fleeing? Oh, he took a hit. Oh, I know what happened. We had cast, one of my mages had cast Charge Body on herself. And so she got hit with the, so he hit her with the Frostbrand. The mirror image negated it. And then they both got blasted with the Charge Body. And it did so much damage to him, it took him down to 2 hit points and broke his morale, so he ran. So he died just due to a fluke from that. So that's 1 dead. Down here, these 2 provinces were both raided away by 1. I think Chilad... Yeah, Chilad was attacked by a small army. And Waywoods and Forbidden Forest were both conquered by thugs there. He can't have that many of those thugs. This army is besieging Ulm, which is fine. And they are still, of course, seducing my mages. So, I'm starting to blood hunt. Pelagia has claimed the Throne of Death. My troops are getting diseases here, and so what I'm doing is I'm moving a ton of nature mages in, because nature mages all give supply bonus 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 nature mages. I've got 4 more, forging endless bags of wine. So those 10 will give me 100 extra supplies, and I'm also moving 1 guy away. We're going to retake Blightlands with a small rock-dropping communion. And we're just going to give dudes to all these guys real quick. Like that. And have them sort of like around. Because we've got another pack. We've got a pack of dudes coming in. And just hold an attack. And hold and fire. Hold and attack, hold and fire, hold and attack, hold and fire, hold and attack, hold and fire. There. So we'll retake this province and get those gems back. Over here, I've got all my infantry patrolling. And the reason I've got all my infantry patrolling, of course, is so that, and my mages without gems, so that if he's moving in, no patrol. So if he's moving in a whole bunch of dryads to try and seduce a whole bunch of my mages, which he otherwise absolutely could be doing, we will catch and murder them with the literal hundreds of troops that are patrolling. 115, 48, you get the point. There's basquillions of them just patrolling. And so we will capture and kill whatever dryads he has moving in here to seduce people, I hope. As long as I understand the mechanics correctly, which I should. Cross my fingers, knock on wood. This is fine. They're taking down the fort, but not super quickly, so as long as I kill a bunch of dryads here, I'll move down there and then move into rescue Ulm. Research-wise, I don't think I'm going to hit enchantment level 7 before that happens, but I think my combo here, my wombo combos, should still be able to take them out. And if not, well then, we'll see. I've got Lutung Pin patrolling up here with 150. Vinzel is actually moving. Why is Vinzel moving? Let's have Vinzel patrol instead. So, but all these guys are patrolling. That's about another 200 units patrolling there. Should suffice to catch anybody who tries to come in at me. I'm also going to give Lutung Pin the Star of Thraldom here, because it's a very high attack. I mean, like, the other option is I could just not have him have a magic weapon, and he'll have the Demon Slayer. The Fly Whisk does fatigue damage, but it's a lower attack. Demon Slayer is good against undead and demons, but that's not what I'm facing, so we're going to give him that. He's got the Chainmail of Displacement on, which gives him higher defense skill. But I'm thinking he may want the Mirror Armor instead. Nah, Chainmail of Displacement, keep it. And then I'm also going to give him the Bloodthorn. Actually, no, I'm not going to give him the Bloodthorn. I'm going to use the Bloodthorn to boost a Blood Mage. I'm going to give her the Bloodthorn. Bloodthorns are a life-draining weapon. Actually, he's ambidextrous, isn't he? Yeah, I am going to give him the Bloodthorn, I think. Yeah, so now he gets these 2 attacks, and the Athame has partial life drain. So half an HP and 2 fatigue points per HP drained, up to 5. Which is pretty cool. So he can regenerate 2 hit points and 10 fatigue every time he hits with the Athame. Which is pretty cool. And of course he is also flying and immortal, so if he dies, no real loss. So, that's all fine. I'm moving some commanders down here to start shuffling the blood slaves away. Still trying to find the monster boar in Pergamy. We haven't been able to find it yet. I need to get some commanders into the capital, because I don't have any right now there. Let's send my good friend Stegabar and this guy. Okay. Still definitely on the defensive. I'm not doing well because I'm not expanding, but really all I have to do is hold Pangaea off until a couple of other people come in against them, and we should be able to crush Pangaea slowly. It's going to be rough, and the real risk is going to be somebody else winning the game. At this point, I'm not going to win this game. I'm just going to say that outright. I'm losing ground. It's turn 50. I need it to be if I was going to win this game, I needed to be in a commanding position by this time. And the fact is that I'm not good enough with middle-aged Tianqi to put myself in that commanding position. I should have been... I should have been boosting a lot more aggressively somehow. I'm not entirely certain of how, since I don't have any real high-level mages to start with. And this is honestly kind of a weakness in my strategy and my Dominion's play. I love thugs. I love big, powerful individual mages. I'm good at using them and building them, or fairly good at least. What I'm not very good at is dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tiny mages. So I can build the Doom stack, but Doom stacks are honestly kind of a brittle strategy. I mean, we've seen my Doom stacks beaten once already by a single spell. And, like, other than that, Middle-aged Tianqi is not my nation. This has been an interesting experience, but definitely not my finest moments here. Definitely not. We're going to send these scouts out since they've just been standing here twiddling their thumbs. Well, it's been a good run though, and we'll see if I can pull it out at the last minute somehow. These guys can hold and fire closest, and we'll move them over here to help protect this place. Put a little province defense. A whole bunch of crossbows is one way that you can potentially counter the thugs he's using, because the thugs he's using are designed to kill infantry very quickly and to be very effective in melee. But in terms of ranged damage, they're reliant on their prot, which is only in the mid-20s, and crossbows like this can still deal damage past that. So if you have a big chunk of crossbowmen, you can deal with them. In any case, that's basically going to be the turn. I just want to hit my research goals and see if I can destroy a few Pangaean stacks. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in turn 51.